Hello, everybody. It's about that time. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer is 500 BC, and that's from Humboldt Brewing Company, and this is actually brewed at Firestone Walker, and they're out of Paso Robles, California. And it's got that like a wine cap on it, heat shrunk cap on the end of it here. Uh, I've enjoyed just about everything that Firestone Walker's been involved in. From their nectar ales, Humboldt, especially everything that's got Firestone Walker's name on it has been pretty damn tasty. So it's really hard to go wrong, and I hope I haven't gone wrong by buying this one. This one came from Lucan's Liquor out of Florida. I ordered this one and had it shipped up in the beer mail package we got a while back. This is an American double Imperial IPA coming in at 8.3% ABV. And commercial description here on this one says, here's a new brew coming from Humboldt Brewing Company. This beer is called 500 BC Double IPA and celebrates the California coastal redwood, the oldest living species in North America. This beer will be packaged in 22-ounce bottles by Firestone Walker, and it will come in at 8.3% ABV. So I think I've told you all that already. So let's go over to the food pairings for this particular one. And cuisine is barbecue, and your cheeses are peppery, pepper jack, Monterey, sharp, blue, cheddar. Your more pungent cheeses go over on a little Limburger. The meat is game, grilled meat, salmon. Your stronger dishes go with your double IPAs. Hopefully this is going to be in the West Coast style. It has that big, piney, grapefruity taste. The glassware is a Sniffer Tudor glass, oversized wine glass. I've got the double glass here, guys. And it's an 8.3%er, so it's not going to go bad. If it's boozy, you can cellar it, and then some of that will subside. But I usually don't like to cellar these too long. I usually like to have them fresh and get that big, pungent, hot presence. So I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about here. So let's get the shrunk wrap package off of this one and get the cap off of it and see what this one's about, guys. And this one's going to take the whole thing off. I like that. And then the little pop cap comes off the end of it. Let's get the opener here. Plain cap underneath of it. Not a big hit on this one, so not too overly carbonated, I don't think. Let's see. And this is a 22 ouncer. This is the bomber. Whoa, I can smell it already. And get a big whiff of citrusiness there. Over to the light, this is clear as a bell. I can see the bulb right through it. It is a deep, rich amber color. With that pour, we got us a good finger and a half of head on that. Fairly big bubbles in there. Looks very good in a glass. Let's get a nose on this and see what we got. Oh yes. Big, piney, grapefruity. Definitely West Coast style. Now, I don't know if there's any dating on it. We'll look at that bottle when we come back and do the final chug. I don't know if they're dating their stuff or not. This has a big, big IPA hot presence to it. Very nice smell. Oranges, grapefruit, tangerines, pininess. Wow. That's the best thing I've smelt all day. Wow. That smells absolutely wonderful, guys. Can't wait to dive into it. Nice lacing. The head as it's dissipating is leaving on the side of the glass. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. Nice bitterness on the back end. If I was to guess, I would say the IBUs, because it doesn't have it here, I don't think. Let me look before I flap my gums. No, I don't see it written here on either site. No, if I was to guess, I would say the IBUs on this one is in the 70s. It may be in the 60s or in the 80s, but if I was to guess, I would say it's in the 70s. Nice and sweet up front, and nice and bitter on the back. Nice balanced beer. Very tasty. Very, very tasty. And I've read some reviews on this beer, and some people loved it, and some people thought it was very subdued. Well, that'll depend on the freshness of the beer. Mm. That is very good. Grapefruit, mango, pineapple, and a real nice bitterness on the back end. Not overly bitter, but it's there to balance out that sweetness on the malt. Mm. I'm liking this. This is a good beer to me. Guys, look at the lacing it's left on the glass already. Wow. Let's let it warm up a hair. It's 40 degrees out of the fridge, and I'll come back and do the final comments and chug on this one. It's pretty impressive. I expect no less from Firestone Walker, and they've got a hand in this. That's actually where it's brewed at. So it's brewed for Humboldt Brewing there. So hard to lose with Firestone Walker having their hand in it. So stick around. I'll be right back, and we'll do the final chug. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left. This is a very tasty beer. Disappointing that the bottle has no dating on it. Big pet peeve of mine. Y'all know me, any of y'all that's watched me for any length of time, especially on your IPAs and your double IPAs and the low ABV beers that don't have dating on them. I'm not a big fan of that. And my soapbox to stand on is to bitch at these people that don't put dates on their beers, especially the IPAs and the double IPAs. Shame on you for not doing it. Thumbs down for that. As far as I'm concerned, the taste of this beer is very, very good. I mean, to me it's an A beer, but I don't know if I'm going to give it the A because it has no date on it. It surprises me that we're in 2014 and the craft beer movement's been around since the 80s, and these guys still refuse to put dating on it. And you know why? That increases shelf life. If it has no date, you don't know. So you buy it and take your chance whether it's fresh or not. So not a big fan of that in this day and age. These guys need to step up to the plate and put a date on their freaking beers. So, and it costs them the grade point. With well over 10,000 subscribers now, a lot of people watch my beer reviews. I'm not saying that to be egotistical or anything, but I'm trying to get the message out that it's important that these beers have dates on them, especially this style of beer. I mean, even though it's an 8% plus beer, it still needs to have a bottling date or an enjoy by date. Enough said. I mean, I know how I feel about that. Final chug. Very tasty. Piney, grapefruit, mangoes, citrusy, pineapple. A nice balanced beer. I got lucky. I probably got a fresh bottle. We might not be so lucky next time. You may not be so lucky when you pick this beer because it has no date. And that will the hoppiness of that beer will fade over time. So if you pick this beer up and it's been sitting on a shelf for a year or in a warehouse somewhere before it hit the shelf, you have no idea, and you're just taking your chances. So it's a gamble. It's a gamble whether you're going to get something fresh or not fresh if it has no date on it, unless you're going into your beer store once a week and you know when it shows up. But still, that's no guarantee that it's not set somewhere in a warehouse before it got there. So Don't know what else to say, but it's going to cost them a grade point. I was going to give this an 8, which is an A minus, but it's going to get to 7, which is a B plus because it has no date. I think it's an A beer, but it needs to have a date. So guys, with that being said, let's go see what the other guys say. See if anybody agrees with me. We'll start off with Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 88. Well, basically that's what my grade is. It's between an 87 and an 89 since it has no date. And I'm right in line with that grade. So maybe some other people that have done the reviews, that's where these grades come from on these beer sites, think the same way. So we'll go over to Rate Beer. And Rate Beer is a little generous in the overall scale. They say 94. And it could actually be a 94 beer if it had a date on it. But overall, they say 64, and that may be because it has no date on it. So, guys, I'm sure some of y'all are sick of hearing me talk about that, but that's my soapbox to stand on, and I stand on it proudly. And I'm not going to be satisfied till every freaking craft beer has either a bottling date or an enjoy by date. And the ones that I get or review that don't have them, I'm going to call them out on the carpet for it. I just did the DC the Corruption beer. I think it was last week or so, and I had the CEO of that company message me on the beer review saying that it is dated either on the 6-pack holder on the can, but it's not on the cans, and they're working to get that corrected, and they're going to start dating the cans. So thumbs up for them, and I appreciate the response from them and the other breweries that do contact me on that and let me know what's going on. And a side note, on the Dirt Wolf that didn't have any date on it, and a lot of people say that theirs was dated and this was dated and that's dated. It probably did, but it got rubbed off. I was actually at a different beer store. Well, I wasn't. The other half was yesterday. And they actually had the Dirt Wolf there, so I had her pick up another 4-pack of that. And there are dates on those bottles. So I mean, if you're dating it, that's a thumbs up for me. But if you're putting it on there where it can be rubbed off or it's not etched, I don't know if that's a good thing. So that's why, putting it on the bottle is a good thing, but putting it on a label is even a better thing, so where it can't be rubbed off. So that's all I'm going to say about the dating, guys. This is a pretty decent beer. It would be an A beer if it had a date, so it gets a B plus. And overall, it's worth picking up if you can get a fresh bottle. So if you've had it, give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it, didn't like it. I did like it. Wish they did step up to the plate and date it. Alright guys, we're out of here. Hit that like button, rate, comment, subscribe, and maybe we'll get a dated beer tomorrow. Come on back then, and we'll see you together.